Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're returning. As you can see, today we are rebalancing Kendra's nails. I'm letting this weird stuff play so I can get the intro talking in. So she's about 3.5 weeks from her last appointment. She has 0 lifting, 0 breaks, which is great. I mentioned before, Kendra works in a restaurant, and I want you guys to notice this pinky nail. See how it looks like it's hooked? It's because of the angle, and I just want you guys to know, like with a short stiletto or almond or whatever shape you prefer to call these, from the side view, when your natural nail starts growing out, it's going to look a little bit like that. It didn't look like that when she left, and as you see when I'm taking this down, it's really not looking like that. It's just the side view where her natural nail shape is coming out square, so it needs to be blended into that almond shape as we go. So just in case you were noticing why they kind of look like that, they don't. Okay, and then this is in real time because I've mentioned before I use this really coarse 4 or 5 course removal bit from Not Polished with my Melody Susie 2-in-1 lamp and e-file at about a speed of about, I'm pretty sure this was 11 or 12,000 RPMs this day. And I have this in real time just because when I do removals, sometimes it looks extremely vicious or brutal because that bit is pretty big and fast. I speed my videos up 2 times, you guys. This one is almost an hour today. I hope you guys are going to enjoy the longer set, but I just kept a lot of stuff in here. So anyway, I wanted this one nail in real time so you could see that, yes, I'm using pressure. Yes, I'm using speed. Yes, it's going quickly, but it isn't going as harsh as sometimes my removals look. It is definitely very gentle. I'm paying attention to her nail health, the heat. I'm rubbing my thumb across her nail as I go to see if I'm generating any heat. And I am using pressure when the acrylic is thick, and I'm using pressure toward the tip. But when the acrylic gets thinner and I'm over her natural nail bed, I am definitely going lighter. See how I'm just letting the bit do the work and floating over the product there as it gets thinner. And there is more removal to do that I will do with a sanding band and other tools, but for this coarse bit, we're just taking off the majority of the bulk. And this is where, when we start doing a nail set, you guys, and we put that layer of clear down, this is what we mean by when we go to rebalance or fill the nails, taking the nail down to the clear layer, because you can see that there is definitely still clear acrylic on her nail here, and I am removing her prior set, taking it down to the clear layer so that I can do a new set. Now, I do not need to remove all of this. I can do work over this, but that just makes the nails bulky in my opinion. I like to remove as much as possible. Also, while I was removing this nail, I don't know why I didn't see it while I was working, because I can clearly see it here on the camera. Right at the tip where her natural nail meets, she does have a little split, and this nail is just going to come off later. And so this is sped up twice. So I just wanted you guys to see the difference in how it looks when I'm usually playing my videos versus real time. So this is sped up twice. That finger you just watched was real time. This nail also snips right off at the tip when we get down to it. And I'm showing you the thumb because this was just a good example of an up-close look of how the nail should look when you're done with removal. Or no, I think that's later. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to push back the cuticles now that I've removed all the bulk so we just have bulk removed. We haven't shaped. We haven't done any prep or cuticle work. So we're just going to be pushing back the cuticles with the cuticle pusher. And then we're going to shape the nails. Okay, see this middle finger? I just want you to look at it as I start removing this product. I want you to pay attention to the product that's closest to her cuticle, because as I start taking that down, when I first started doing this, I did not know how much to remove up there near the cuticle area. What's lifting? Because she didn't have any lifting when she came in. No piece of hair could get in under any of the acrylic, but I want you guys to see this right here. As you start taking this off, do you see what is discolored, what is lighter in color? So you need to start like circle. Okay, I'm going to see if I can go with the video. Keep your bit flat to the nail. Don't dig it in an angle. See how my sanding band is flush and level with the shape of her nail. Now I am going to tilt it when I start going down the side of her nail, but I'm just going to be going in the direction of her nail and doing that little circular kind of scrubbing motion. Do you see that? That is how you get that off. And you'll know when you're finished when there isn't any more of that white, crusty looking acrylic around the edges. It will look flush. See how that's coming too? That's how you know you've gotten rid of all the quote-unquote lifting. Now again, that was not lifting when she came in, but when you start taking it down, that's acrylic you need to remove because you want all the acrylic that's there to be flush to the natural nail. You don't want to start applying product on any of that stuff that you could see me just taking off there. You guys, trigger warning, I do cut her a little bit, unfortunately. When I'm going in with my Kara Sky bit, I left it in. I wanted to, so this is the nail. I don't know how I didn't see it. See that crack right at her, literally where I'm working? I don't know how I didn't see that, but it's literally cracked right there. And it's going to just literally snip right off in a little while. So this is the nail, this middle finger here. When I'm doing her cuticle cleanup, and there's the other one that broke. When I'm doing her cuticle cleanup with this bit here, she had some really sticky area, and I was working at it. Also, this is, I'm looking at the bar. Yeah, this is sped up twice. So this is sped up twice. So I'm going much slower and gentler. I'm not sure if I kept anything in slower or real time of this step. But this here, see that area that I'm working on? Not here, but the top left of her, there you go, right here. That part just wouldn't come off, so I kept going back to it. And I'm working in the same manner that I always do. And very gently, again, this is sped up twice, but boom, right there I get her. And you can't even tell because I'm just doing my normal work. Or maybe it's right here that I got her. Yep, it was right there. So I left that in because you guys, if that happens, you need to stop. You need to ask your client to look at their finger, go check. Change your bit, which of course I changed my bit. She went and washed her hands. We put some pressure on it. We sanitized it. And, I just asked her, do you want to proceed? Did it hurt? Everything. It was just a tiny, tiny, tiny little nip. But if you've been watching my channel at all, I'm not trying to minimize it. I'm just saying she's okay. If you watch my channel at all, Kendra comes all the time. And she's an extremely pale little redhead girl. I love her. And she's very, 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 very sensitive skin. If I even just nudge her just a little bit, her skin will be bright red for like the whole session. So yeah, it just doesn't look pretty, the rest of the nails, but it didn't hurt, it didn't keep bleeding, and I just stayed away from it. So throughout this set, I will be showing you some close-ups of that, just so you can see how I worked around it, but we still got our nails done. And here I'm doing the exact same thing with, it's not the same bit, but it's the same bit. I have about 5 or 6 of these bits. These are my favorite bits. I've mentioned this before, though. They are sharp. And again, this is sped up twice. Okay, so you guys, I am outside. It is Sunday. She came Wednesday to get her nails done. And I mean, honestly, I've just been on my pity pot, not doing anything, just resting because I do go back to work tomorrow. From my last video, sorry, I said I wasn't going to get on my pity pot, and I'm not a pity pot type person. But looking back at the past few days, yeah, I've just been lazy and not doing anything. I wouldn't say feeling sorry for myself, but definitely just making the most of like my last few days being homesick. I'm feeling so much better, so much better. Most of my cough is gone, and yeah, so I'll be back to work tomorrow, thankfully. And by the way, I am going in with the cuticle ball bit from Profiles Backstage. I don't know why, but I love this big old bit there. I feel like it actually buffs. There's the nail I wanted you to see. That's how the nails should look before you apply acrylic. And here I'm putting on these tiny little tips, replacing the ones that broke. Not all the acrylic is gone, and it doesn't have to be, just FYI. If you have that flush layer, you can go right in with your tip like this, like I'm doing. What was I saying? Let me look and see. Sorry. Right. I was saying I love that large ball bit. And there's her injury, you guys. You can see it's okay. She's okay, but you know it happens. I left that in there because sometimes you do get yourself or a client, and I mean you feel terrible. You feel terrible. Oh my God, and you can't take it back. And I mean I wasn't doing anything different than I did on all of the rest of her nails. Sometimes you just can't tell. You know, you just can't tell, and it's okay to make mistakes. Especially with a loyal client like Kendra, you know, she just glanced at it and she was like, oh, well, you know, I still feel bad like a week later. But anyway, I love that ball bit. I don't know if you guys notice this, but the smaller the ball bit you have, the more it rips up the cuticles, I feel like. I don't know. So after I'm completely done and ready to apply acrylic, I'm going to go in with swipe and really, really clean all the dust and debris around the edges. Make sure her nail plate is super, super clean. And then I'm going to go in with the Chiarosky acrylic primer. You guys, I haven't found a better primer than this. I'm just obsessed with this. I don't get any lifting, just period whatsoever, doing my own nails, and neither do any of my clients. I haven't really had most of my clients come back. I've just been sick on and off so much that really the only person I have coming back on a regular basis right now is Kendra, which is fine with me. I've really been fine with that. You know, if I want to start putting more effort into it, I will. And you can see here how I'm just kind of staying away from that injury. It has been probably an hour since that, so it's scabbed up and, you know, we're good. And I'm just going to stay away from it. But, yeah, I think I won't mention that anymore because it's just there and we're done. But this primer, I don't know if you guys have ever used it. I'm sure you've seen it on my channel, maybe on V's channel. This came in one of my kits that I got from Chiarosky. And then I started buying it after that because, wow, it was amazing. So we're going to be using black from Not Polished Clear from Chiarosky. And she wanted every other nail black, every other nail purple, which was what she wanted when she came in last time before she got that butterfly set. When she came to get that green butterfly set, that's what she said she was coming for, black and purple. But then she changed her mind to the green butterflies. And so now we're doing black and purple. So I'm just reapplying a clear layer, especially because I'm going in with black and purple, so that when she comes back, and she comes about every 3 weeks, I can take it down to the clear layer again, like I just showed you that we did. So this is me reapplying the clear layer, and this does several things, you guys. It puts the clear layer there, but it also gives you a clean canvas, and it blends your tip. If these were new tips that I just put on, like on this nail, and I'm showing you how I can still get the acrylic right up to her cuticle but not touch that injury. I don't know what happened to that bead. I think it fell off, so I had to put another one. But if you'll notice that index finger that is above my thumb, the clear layer is dried there, and it just looks like that's coming right out of her natural nail. So if you can see how well just a layer of clear blends. I want you to see this not polished black. Do you see how it's all sparkly? There's like little blue pieces in there. Sorry if I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to keep up with the video. So it was really cold in my nail room because I was afraid of it being hot. You guys, I've been going through, I guess it's menopause, hot flashes. Oh my God, they're terrible. If you guys, any of you have dealt with this yet, holy smokes, okay? But I did not want my nail room to be hot. I mentioned in my last video my acrylics were behaving strangely because when I was doing my birthday nails, because it was just too warm in there. So I had the AC cranked down to like 74, and it was just cold. I mean, it was cold in there. But I didn't want to turn it down even during the application because I just kept anticipating the filing part, which always like makes me sweat like a you-know-what in church. But pardon me about clearing my throat. But, okay, so she wanted black and purple, and she wanted lilac, and we looked at every single purple I have, my chisels. Now, I had bought that dynamic color. I had bought a few dynamics, less than a year ago, but more than 6 months ago. So, and all I did was swatch them, and then I did like a little practice set with some of the colors. And I don't care for them. I don't care for those acrylics, not at all whatsoever. I do not think they're like not polish. I have a couple of their glitters that I do use, and I do love their glitter acrylics. And I do like some of their other stuff, like their monomer, their glue. So I'm not bashing them or against them or anything like that, but they're colored acrylics. No, I'm not really a fan. But that was the exact color Kendra wanted. She wanted the same color, lavender, lilac, or purple, whatever color you want to name it, that my the little paper that's on my table there, the purple liner paper that I have underneath my work area right here. She wanted her nails to be that color. And when she was looking at my colors, that was the color she wanted. So you will see me learn how to use that acrylic as we go. So we had every other nail black and every other nail that purple. When I go in with that purple, it's like clay. It's literally like poop or clay or whatever you want to call it. It was not behaving like acrylic at all. So I think those, maybe they're colored acrylics, are the type of acrylics that I hear people talking about, like that you're just supposed to maybe paint on the nail and then encapsulate with clear. But of course I started using it like I would use any other acrylic. I'd put a bead on and it would just sit there like mud. And then I would start to blend it and it would just move around like mud. And it was just extremely poor performing and I didn't like it at all. So I used it and made the best of it. Then I decided toward the last few nails, let me mix it with clear. And that's when it finally started behaving right, but that was like on the last nail or two. So it might be a little bit of a learning curve here to see how I handled that. Now this is the pinky that was looking like a hook from the side, and as you can see now, I didn't have to put a form, I didn't have to add a tip, I didn't have to do anything. All I did was shape and blend her natural nail that was poking out from the underside from growth back into the shape of this almond, and we were good. She has such pretty nail beds that this shape has grown on me. I think her nails look beautiful with this shape. I've never worn this shape on myself and don't prefer it. And when she first started asking for it, I told her, and I probably said it on my channel too, I was like, ew, no, I don't like it. I don't want to do it, you know. They're not my nails though, they're hers. So, but yeah, it's grown on me. I think they look really pretty on her, especially since she has kind of a long, narrow nail bed. It ends up looking really pretty on her. You can really see that injury there, you guys. It's just a scrape, actually. But oh my gosh, I felt so bad. So as I'm doing these, because it's black, you maybe can't see as well as probably I could. But I still need to build, I wouldn't necessarily say an apex like for strength, but the shape of these nails is kind of like, you know, an egg shape. There needs to be, height in the center, and it needs to taper down toward the edge. So if it looks like I'm piling it on, I kind of am, but you'll see toward the end, I don't have to do very much filing, and they're not very thick. They're just that round egg shape that they need to be. And Kendra even texted me yesterday, actually, to say that these are the best shaped nails that she's had yet, which was a super nice compliment, especially of her to just mention to me several days later. That was really nice. So yeah, when I'm doing the purple with the dynamic, so I end up putting on a bead like this and start working it like I would any other color acrylic. It doesn't work very well that way, so I end up capping in clear. Another thing is, as I'm building these nails, I do cap in clear like right afterwards, just so I don't have to go back and do it. And I just put a really thin layer so that I don't take off any bulk when I'm filing. Then I noticed toward the end, and I left all of this in, that some of them needed a little more height or shape. So if you see me adding things here and there, it's just because I'm noticing shaping or parts of the nail that, weren't there that I needed to add to. So with the purple acrylic, once I get it to be in the shape of a nail, because again, it was just like mud. It wouldn't blend down. It wouldn't, you'll see when we get there. I capped in clear, and then on the next ones I tried a thinner layer and building with clear, and then I finally just mixed some up with clear, and that ended up working much better. So I just really, in my mind, what I want to do is take those acrylics and throw them in the trash so nobody else asks me for them ever, because I never want to work with that again. But then I think, I buy those for my clients, and Kendra wouldn't have gotten the nail set she wanted, and she wouldn't have gotten the color she wanted. And I actually can't find this exact pretty lilac and or lavender color that we put on her nails here. I can't find that with not polish. If any of you guys know what color would be matching this color, and not, because I have so many not polished purples, and tender lavender, I have a zillion of them, and none of them are this color. And she's not the only one that has asked for this lavender color, and even I have wanted more of like an Easter lavender color from not polish, and I don't know what color that is. Yeah, lilac lolly. I have all the colors that I've tried to buy that look similar, that I think are going to look that color, but when I get them, they're not. So, yeah, as you see us going here, if any of you guys know the equivalent not polish color to this, then I will throw this dynamic color away so nobody asks me for it again. It was just so terrible performing. I don't know how anybody works with it. Maybe it was just this color. I know purples are hard to get right as far as the formula. Anytime I see any good acrylic brands being used and someone's using a purple, it seems like that's the one that's always like the hardest to get right. I don't know. But this color is beautiful. It did match my little table towel. It was exactly the color she wanted. It ends up looking great, but it wouldn't polymerize. It's just like, what is that? So I think this might be made to, like I mentioned, like paint on the nail and then encapsulate in clear. It also took a long time to dry. You can see, like, as I'm going, when I think it's dry, like it would normally be dry any other acrylic. Like I go to tap it or drag it down. No, it's still completely wet. It just comes right off. You see that? Like, that should have, like, oh my gosh. So yeah, this was a learning process with this one. It also was just, by the way, I'm using Young Nails monomer. And with Kendra, I usually use my Young Nails brush because the area, you know how small this brush is, and you see this brush is like covering the whole nail. This is zoomed in pretty good, but this is a really small work area. Her nails are very, very, very short, even though they look long because she has a long nail bed. But yeah, anyway, it was Young Nails monomer, and that's still not dry there. So I decided to just go in with the cucumber. You can see how I had to place it there. Anyway, there were just air bubbles too. That was another thing. Every bead I put down had these air bubbles like that, and which you just tap out, but then there still kept becoming more. Like I would look back at the nail and there would be like another air bubble there. But it was basically staying kind of where I put it though. So I finally just started to like set it where I wanted it and kind of leave it alone. But look, that color is beautiful. It really, really, really is a pretty color. So if any of you guys actually have a purple that's this color by Not Polish, please tell me what it is. Because I don't have it, and I would love to have it. But yeah, so you can see it's, I kind of get the hang of it a little bit. Like, okay, I'm just going to work in small little pasty bits. But as I started doing that, it started getting that texture that looked like, I don't know, just, see? I don't know how to describe it other than like muddy. I wouldn't even say chalky. It looks like it's behaving chalky, but it's not. It's not like a chalky white. It's just muddy. That's the best way I can put it, like if you were going to play with mud. So at this point I realized, okay, if I can just get some structure with it, and I can just cap and clear the rest of the way. And I thought I would put those there and see if it would like polymerize and melt in place. No, it just kind of stayed there. So yeah, and you see how it's not dry? That should be dry. I should be able to pull that down, all that stuff on the tip there. And it wasn't. I would have pulled it right off the nail if I had kept going. So at this point, I'm like, okay, the structure is okay. I can do the rest with clear without it looking like there's a layer of clear from the side. And that really smoothed it out and made it look nice. But I didn't want to do that on all the nails. I thought, okay, well, you know, let's see what else I can do with this. Because I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this. I've mentioned it before myself, but if I did paint a very small, literally like polish, paint a layer of purple on her nail, and then build the whole structure and the rest of the nail with clear, from the side, you would be able to see that. You would be able to see a layer of clear. And here come the air bubbles right away as well. This time I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go in with one big bead and just keep it in place and move it around, tuck in my edges. And that didn't really work either. Yeah, I don't know if this is how all of their acrylics perform, but I don't know how some people like buy the whole collection and that's what they use and work on clients with, and like on the daily use this acrylic. I don't know. You guys let me know if you have dynamic, if you like it, if it's just this purple that was behaving this way for me. I kind of doubt it. I actually did use a couple of the, I mentioned the dynamics that I bought when I did purchase some acrylics from them one time. And I did a practice set, and some of them actually worked a little similar to not polish. I was able to get a bead, and I could see how someone could compare it to not polish. Like I got that vibe off of, I think it was maybe like a rusty brown or green fall color. But do you see how that's still wet? That shouldn't have just been letting me wipe it right off right there. Yeah. So I didn't have a good experience with this. I'll quit nagging about it. But yeah, I don't like it. So let me know what your experience is with this. But this set came out really cute. She called it Baby Goth, which I thought was funny. And yeah, I'm just going to keep on getting this stuff on. I'll let you guys watch. And I will come back when I think it's time for filing and shaping. Okay, so here's where I decided, okay, I'm just going to put a thin, wet layer. And that kind of worked okay, but it was just see-through. And I thought, okay, if I'm just going to do that, I'm just going to have to keep doing that and wait for it to dry in between. And it's just going to keep performing and behaving the same way. So you can see that little tiny sample dappen dish over there. That's what I have mixed up a little bit of clear. And then I forgot to use it. I kept dipping my brush in the big thing of acrylic. But anyway, that's what I'm doing here. So that is a bead that is mixed with clear, Kiara Sky Clear. And you can see immediately it starts behaving better. So just wanted you guys to see or to know what was going on here. So you guys, I already showed the black acrylic application on the other hand, but I kept this in because, I don't know, I like seeing the whole application. I like the long video. So you guys let me know if you guys like that or not, if you want me to keep both hands in next time, if you enjoyed this. And also, of course, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. I'm doing a giveaway at 500. And I mentioned in one of my other videos what I was giving away, and no one ever commented or said anything. So I wasn't sure if anybody watched or listened to the end of the video, because I did like this, where I kind of talked in the beginning and then let you guys watch and then jumped back on. I don't think anybody watched the video all the way through, or they would have commented on what I said. So let me know if you guys, when the music starts playing, if you tune out, because I do that on videos too sometimes. Or do you watch the whole thing and catch what everybody says when they jump back on? I'm interested to know. So I just want to jump back on. It's the next day now, you guys. It's Monday. I'm going back to work in a couple hours. I have a doctor's appointment, blah, blah, blah. But I think next time I do black acrylic, I'm going to try to get it from a side angle, because with the glare of the light, I couldn't really tell any of my other application, but this one you can see pretty clearly. So, and then I want you guys to let me know if you like this longer video where everything's in it, because I am going to get into the filing and everything after that. And I actually jumped on to tell you something else which I forgot, so I'll be jumping back on. But yeah, what was I gonna say, guys? Okay, I remember now. So these nails that you still see me have on in this video, that's the birthday nails, how I never did my right hand, per usual, per Jen, typical MO. But to do content, I usually do pop-off sets. And I haven't been doing that lately because, well, you guys know I had my sister in town and then I was sick and blah, blah, blah. So, but it is now time to move on to other content. Kendra will be back, so will another client of mine, and if she lets me record and I like the set, sometimes I'm not too fond of what she likes, so I don't usually post them. I don't know. I don't know. Let me know, you guys, if you have clients who get nails that you don't like. Yeah. So anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, right there. Do you see how I took that color off? I did go back and put a little daub of black acrylic on them, where I didn't record that, or I took it out, I think, just because it was just redundant. So I did put another tiny little bead of black acrylic there, a really runny, wet one, and I let it dry, and then I just buffed the edges so that it blended in. But that did not end up being bald there, by the way. So I'm going in with this medium panna bit that I get off Amazon. This is just the regular panna bit everybody uses. These are baddies, you guys. They're only like $6, and they work really good. So I'm going to seal the cuticles and even out the shape and debulk a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with my hand file and buffer to do the edges. And then we're going to top coat, and that's it for this set. And I really need to buy some more Glossit from Not Polish. I had bought a pack of Glossit and Mat It, but I just for the life of me can't find it. Every time I open all my jars, I can't tell which one is new. And I mean, it would be obvious it was new. It would be full and it wouldn't be like gum around the edges, so I can't figure that out. But back to what I was saying about these nails. Instead of doing a removal, which is on my channel frequently, and then doing a pop-off set, should I just do a rebalance on these nails? And if so, what would you guys like to see? What should I change these nails to? You guys let me know. Also, if your clients or yourself, make sure you clean the underside of your nails, especially on nails this short. Any little clump under there can ruin the shape. And plus, you know from having your nails done, it just feels icky to have that under there. I don't know, but for me, I'll pick at it and pick at it and pick at it and just not like it. So it also helps your shape from the top view to just have the underneath nice and thin. So yeah, you guys comment, let me know, and we're really close to 500, you guys. Once we get to 500, I'm going to do a bomb giveaway. I don't know if you guys were around for my 200 giveaway, but it was a really good one, and the 500 one's going to be even better. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and that automatically enters you for the giveaway. Make sure your subscription is listed as public, though, so I can see you. So right here, I still hadn't put on that little bit of acrylic. I go ahead and do the whole nail and shaping, and then I add that little daub of black and buff it out. If I think of anything else, I'll jump back on, but otherwise, you guys, again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully you guys answer my questions in the comments, and if you have any questions of your own, just message me. I always answer you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.